and welcome to a Fiber Collective YouTube channel. I'm Claire, the name behind the brand. On this channel, we talk a lot about knitting. We go over current works in progress, recent FOs, tips, tricks, tutorials, and then we also go over our subscription box unboxings. We also have a lot of general chatter about yarn and other fiber art things. If you're new here, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thanks for being here. I woke up, I think it was like 3 days after the release of the first video, and we had well over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm completely taken aback that you guys are here, and I really appreciate all the encouraging words and the support of the channel and the subscription boxes. I really appreciate it. So genuinely, thanks so much for being here. So today we are going to talk about current whips and a recent FO, which is a pair of socks, and those are due to hit the website tomorrow, so they will be live by the time you're viewing this. So that'll work out. They are just a chunky DK waist sock with double ribs, or I guess it's a 2x1 rib, and they just have a mid-calf stance. These are called the Butt First socks. I posted on Instagram and I needed help naming them, as I do much of everything that I design, because naming is probably one of the hardest things, because you want to come up with something unique that doesn't have like 70 something patterns behind it, and that's usually the issue here. So I had a viewer on Instagram come up with Butt First socks, and her reasoning behind it was really great. Let's see if I could find it. She said butt first socks because it looks so cozy. I would love to put them on first thing in the morning. And they really are. I mean, they're DK weight, so they kind of form as like a slipper sock. So if you want something that's comfortable and cozy, these are them. These are a free pattern that will be on the website, and I will link them below. My previous episode, you guys have heard me speak about the Brown Sheep Company Prairie Spun DK. These are knit in them, and they will also be available as a kit, which is basically just a skein of yarn and the PDF printable version, because keeping a blog post up for a generous amount of time is sometimes difficult. So, socks. Okay, I heard rattling and I was trying to figure out what it was. I am currently working on 3 different shawls or wraps or whatever you want to call them, and I'm probably crazy, but I got a wild hair and I decided I wanted to play with shaping. We have just this tiny bit of a triangle, but it is wrapped in, it has I-cord edging, which I need to post a tutorial on that, because I think it's a great finish to anything that has basically a raw edge. You can call it like a selvage, but it's a 2x2 rib, and I plan on just making it a long scarf. We also have my Autumn and Indigo. People know very well about this one. It's been a work in progress for a very long time. This one requires me to sit, and I've had a very hard time doing that with the holidays and the busyness and trying to get everything prepped for the subscription boxes, but I think I finally hit a new post-holiday rhythm, and this is just yummy. It's like cable and lace work put together. This will be a paid pattern for Autumn and Indigo, but it is something I'm working on, so I thought I'd share it here. It's just going to be a very large, generous wrap, probably 3 skeins or so, also Brown Sheep Company, Prairie Spun DK. I'm a big fan, in case you haven't noticed. And for the record, in my last episode, I said that they were south of us in Idaho and Nevada, and that was a lie. They are actually in Mitchell, Nebraska, which is southeast of us. So I genuinely apologize to Brown Sheep Company for mistaking where you are. The other thing I've been working on is another long wrap. This is my I don't need to focus on anything mindless knitting. It is, I usually don't do long cast-ons and side-to-side knitting, but I really wanted something different, and this has really long rows, so I can turn off and not really worry about what I'm working on, because it's either knit on the right side, knit on the wrong side, purl on the wrong side, or we're doing a slip stitch pattern, which this should alternate between stockinette and then this super chunky, I hope that focuses, like slip stitch pattern, which I'm very excited about because I think it's just going to get a lot of texture to this. This is also going to be an asymmetrical shawl, so it'll be, where are my geometry people at? A trapezoid? I don't know. I'll have to double check and edit that out if I sound like an idiot. But that is what I'm working on. This one's been a lot of fun. I cast this one on last night and I'm pretty excited about it. This will be a free pattern for a fiber collective and will also be available as a kit once I get some more yarn in from Brown Sheep. So I think that is most of what I'm working on. I have a sweater on. I guess this is almost redundant at this point in time, but it is. This is my first foray with a Brown Sheep Company Prairie DK, and I was really, no, that's a lie. This is my second foray because I bought the green for the Searchlight pattern, and then I bought this one at the same time because I wanted color and I wanted to try something different. This is called the Meadow Wood Pullover, and I'm hoping to have it released for Autumn and Indigo sometime in the middle of January. I have a couple of testers who have run into some pretty serious life situations, so I'm trying to grace them with a little extra time while also trying to stay on my own timeline. So I'm thinking middle of January. I will link it, but it won't be available for purchase until that's said and done. But this one is knit from the bottom up. I will show you. And it has this cable, and I call them little sprouts because they're not quite baubles. They're very flat and they're not baubles, so I call them little sprouts. But it's a cable and sprout motif, and it goes through the back. And from there you separate the front and the back, and then you pick up and knit your sleeves. And then this was my first time knitting a folded neckline, but I think it's lovely. It's got enough beef to it. I felt like this sweater needed something more than just a standard neckline. So that is where we're at with this one. I will link to this one in the description box below, but again, it won't be available until the middle of January, if not a little later. So I think that's it for this episode. It's just a short and sweet one. I think that's it. So, as I've said before, thank you very much for being here and encouraging me to produce new videos. This has been a really nerve-wracking thing for me, being on this side of the camera, so I'm very excited to see where it goes, and I really appreciate everybody's little nudge to keep going. So hopefully this is just the start of a Fiber Collective podcast channel, and we'll see where it goes from here. Until next time.